The Unofficial Mashable podcast.
Welcome back to the Unofficial Mashable podcast for today, episode 16. One more than 15, so we've made that
one
barrier.
less than 17, that's coming up.
That will come up. Today Justin's given us a story from mobile, the mobile section.
Yeah, so on the predictions train again, this is 5 predictions for mobile in 2011. And the one that caught my eye, because it's got a lot of, there's been a lot of stories. By the way, just quickly, as we said in our previous episode, it's 104 degrees.
Fahrenheit
/40 degrees Celsius. It's really hot, so we've opened a window, so you might hear a train or something.
Sweaty.
Sorry. Basically, the one I'm saying is, they've said number 3 on that list in the top 5 is HTML5 app explosion. They're mainly... this is true. This is definitely going to happen.
Safe bet.
Pretty safe bet. In fact, all of these predictions are pretty safe bets. Oh, photo sharing will expand a video. Whoa.
Wait, what?
Well, that's one of their predictions. Photo sharing will expand a video. That's... I don't know. Seems like it's already there. But anyway... basically, what they're talking about in this article is with the release of Chrome OS and the CR48 or whatever it is laptop that was 70,000 were made and they've released to developers. Have you read much about this?
Yeah, the laptop, yeah.
They're all web apps on Chrome OS. And that has come under a lot of critical fire. And I think this is... A lot of people... There's been a lot of talking about Chrome OS. Google, if anything, are great at just sparking conversations. You know? This is obviously something very close to their heart. Web apps, web applications. I mean, one of the annoying things that I've always had with Google is they don't give you enough native applications to run on your system. A Gmail native app for Mac OS made by them would be great, but that's not what they're pushing. So, I've moved on to Sparrow because I want a native app. And I think this is one of the things that have really... It's a bit of it's going through a lot of teething issues. And the funny thing that I think that's come out of this Chrome OS thing is that people are like, yeah, this is a great idea, but I run Chrome on my computer.
Yeah. Why can't I just...
Yeah, and I've also got all my other applications here. So I think this is initially the issues that Google are going to run into. What do you think? What do you think about, say, native versus web app?
Well, there just feels something better about having something native because you just feel like, even though you'll have an application that will not do anything unless it's online, you still just have it offline. It's still like an offline. It's on your hard drive. It's just... Yeah,
I think the best example I can think of something that does native and web really well is Dropbox. You got your files there when you're offline, and if you change them and stuff, it keeps track, and then it updates them when you go online.
Yeah.
I think that's the balance that's ideally going to have to be struck with native versus web.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to be connected all the time because there isn't always a connection.
No.
And I think that's the issue with these, this Chrome OS. If they don't add superior caching or something to make the web apps cache locally, I don't think it's going to fly.
It's funny. I mean, so much about a lot of my computer usage includes offline media. Actual media, video files, and that kind of stuff, and it just doesn't make sense for me then. This computer, this whole concept of Google's has received a lot of criticism for being
a lot of criticism, a lot of praise too. I think that the problem with Google is they tend to just force stuff that they think is cool into people's faces, and because they're Google, they have the audience to do it.
Apple's probably more renowned for doing this. No, you don't need a FireWire 400 port anymore. No, You can't have one.
Well, do you have a computer that you spent money on?
Yeah.
I wouldn't spend money on this.
No.
Not yet. I mean,
No.
like Apple might do that. They might dictate, but they dictate it, but they don't sort of like. It's just because they want to shed old skin.
Yeah.
Whereas Google is just like, well, it's not really up to scratch yet, but yeah, do it now. You know, it's sort of like, and apparently the interesting backstory to Chrome OS, and by the way, this isn't just Chrome OS, but this article sort of mentions Chrome OS a bit, and I think it's more of a generalization. Like, you know, the big thing that I've heard is that, you know, it's really easy to port iPhone apps to Chrome OS because a lot of Chrome iPhone apps are based on HTML5 now, and vice versa. So HTML5 is going to start adding that really easy transition between platforms. But still, I'm not sold on it. Like, Chrome OS is, to me, not there.
So what?
Like 90% of my computing, I could probably do on it. Maybe, you know, just web stuff, web-based stuff. But, you know, that 10% is really important too. And I think
so. Out of
that's
all the cool kind of HTML5 stuff that you've heard is kind of coming, like in the next, you know, like where it's heading, what's been the thing that's kind of got you most excited?
Hardware integration.
Right.
Like, I don't know any product in particular, but I know I've read about HTML5 itself, and it's creating stuff that will talk to your hardware better, which I'm looking forward to, which is where I'm sort of saying, you know, if they can get caching working really well, you know, like, you know, tying it into accelerometers and cameras and all that sort of stuff, I think...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like, I think if they can get all that right, if they can get all those, you know, those pathways and communications open with all these, the local native hardware, and actually being able to use, like, the CPU, your CPU to process stuff, I think that'd be cool. So that's not necessarily a product, but that is HTML.
A direction.
That's HTML5, and I think if they can do all this stuff and we're not reliant completely on your internet connection, I think that'd be cool. I also come at this from the point of view that in Australia we have crap internet.
If we really do.
It's shocking. So yeah, and I think HTML5 it's something, again, Apple sparked this debate.
Yeah.
With they're not supporting Flash. Another one of the predictions in this thing is Flash still won't matter on mobile devices. I'm not going to go into it, but I think that's a little bit of a far-fetched prediction. Might be a bit of a just Mashable getting in there, flaming up the comments. But do you have anything that you're looking forward to at all, or would like to see, or?
I mean, now that you've kind of mentioned that hardware integration, that just kind of seems to be the biggest thing that would make even like this laptop kind of cool, even though, you know, the laptop is a very basic thing.
Yeah,
that they're offering, but
yeah, it's for developers, so.
I mean, I mean, even for like mobile devices, not necessarily that, but like being able to have like applications run in mobile Safari using HTML5, you know, using the accelerometer and stuff like that. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, I think what's gonna happen is you're gonna start seeing maybe even the Googles and maybe even the Apples.
Googles and the Apples.
Maybe not Apple, but I reckon you're gonna start seeing some cloud mobile operating systems.
Right.
Because the background to Chrome OS is Eric Schmidt. Where did he work? Sun or something? Or Cisco?
I think it was Sun.
I'm gonna fact check that while I'm talking. He apparently his whole backstory is he was all about he was all about cloud computing for a long time. So we were just checking here. So he was technical positions at Bell Labs.
Sun.
Yeah, Sun. So his son, he was Oh no, Novell was the one I'm talking about. I think while he was at Novell, he was the chief technical officer at Novell. He was very big proponent of the detached client. So, you know, you like dummy systems sort of thing, like, you know, running just a terminal and then it talks to like a server or something. I think Chrome OS is like his imagining, you know, it's like, this is what I was talking about, like this is detached computing, right. You know, like always connected, and it's like, yeah, but what if you're in a tunnel?
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's going to fall down. If you're on a trip, if you're in Europe on you know, in the channel or something, you know, you're going through and you just want to get on.
And it's also like, you know, I can get a tablet for $500. I can get like a netbook for like $200 that's got a solid state drive and you know, some stuff on it and some cool things. And you want me to pay whatever it was more than $200.
Well, no, it just, I don't even think it was for sale.
That laptop?
Yeah.
That's for sale.
It only made 70,000 and it went out to, it was giveaway.
Yeah. I knew it was given away. I thought it was still...
No, I don't think so. Like, you can't go to like a carrier and order it and stuff. It was, they made 70,000 and they just went out to
That's
people.
An interesting way to test the product.
Well, I think Google have learned this, and I think even though some think it's a bit of a failure, but the Nexus won. You know, Google was like, we're going to revolutionize. You come and buy through us, and we'll give you anything you a la carte. You know, didn't work.
Yeah.
Here, the CR48, that's the one. You can't buy it, I don't think. I think it's pretty much just like, here it is. Go out and get it, guys. You know, here's a bit of a data connection. I think Verizon is giving you 100 megs of data a month. And it's just to get it into people's hands.
It's a funky looking device, though.
It looks like a MacBook. But so, you know,
cool.
That's the prediction.
2011. That's 2011. Future of HTML5.
HTML5 covered that one.
Yay!
All right, guys. We'll see you in a couple of days with episode 17. That's one more than 16. See you later. I'm Justin Flynn.
David Fay. You can reach us at tumpcast on Twitter.
I'm going to do that.
And you can email us at contact@theunofficialmashablepodcast.com. We're in the process of
getting a shorter URL. Until then, you can get to us at www.theunofficialmashablepodcast.com and leave us comments. We had a few comments.
We did.
From our last episode, so thank you very much for that.
2011, the year of comments.
It'll be the year of comments for us. All right.
Hopefully not haters.
See you later, guys.